format yet, so still no recording, photography, or cell phone use during the performances. Thanks, and enjoy the show.
Thank you for coming to see Minnesota. My name is Jenni Charrier, and I'm the director and head writer. This is a family drama based on a true crime event. Just like in real life, this play is full of puzzle pieces that, when put together, result in a whole picture. So, pay close attention to the myriad of clues and the multiple flashbacks. It will all make sense in the end. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Oh, not so hard. Jeez, you know my ears are still ringing from last night.
Well, it wasn't that close of a...
I think I hit the maple tree again.
Oh, the poor sap. It's a good thing I put them lightning rods on that house in the barn last year.
Was that when I was up here last?
No. You were here last March, I do believe. Remember, there was that big snowstorm and we had to spend all day shoveling out my jalopy? And then it snowed again the next day and we got in a big fight over something.
It's always something.
Well, I'm dry. You got any good jokes?
Not a one?
Oh, I got one. How many Swedes does it take to change a light bulb?
None. They're still using kerosene lamps.
No? Did I tell it wrong? Maybe it was the Polacks.
There's only so much I can do with you.
Thank Moses for that.
Moses? What's he got to do with it?
Well, it's just something that Mary's got me saying instead of God, because, you know, it's less sacrilegious.
Oh, good God.
Try good heavens.
Since when did you get so religious?
Well, if I don't swear all week, I might get lucky with Mary and this struggle buddy at the church on
I
Sunday.
didn't need to hear that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you're such a blue nose sometimes.
I prefer the term appropriate.
Says you.
Say, why are you out here at Mom and Pop's farm anyway, instead of in town with Mary and her 2 girls?
Well, it is a special occasion, little sis. You know, you drove all the way up here from Minneapolis and all.
Just for a few days, then I have to get back. I'm tickling the ivories at the Metropolitan Club.
Oh, you still teaching piano too?
It pays for the groceries.
Oh, that makes me hungry.
Oh, me too. And parts, you got any Joe around here?
Nah, I forgot to bring some out. We'll have to go into town. Let's go right now.
Oh, no, first pipe down. I want to tell you about this dream I had last night.
Oh, yeah, sure. That'll just be fascinating.
So, I was the age I am now, but it was also like I was still a little girl. And I was out on the porch, and the night, it was so dark. And the thunder was so loud, and the lightning was so bright. And then I heard voices, and then there was this bang. It was kind of like a firecracker, but then...
You know, I usually don't remember my own dreams, but listening to other people's is just so interesting.
Okay, I get it. You don't want to hear, but I happen to take dreams really seriously, and this one, I mean, it's gotta mean something. It was so real.
Yeah, it was just a dream. You think too much.
Maybe you think too little.
Hey!
Hey, what about those dreams where you've buried a dead body and you're afraid you'll get caught? You ever have one of those?
No. But I was worried you might be dead because you never pick up the telephone.
Oh, Cousin Pearl and I took a holiday together. We took the train to New York. We spent a couple days. And then we took an ocean liner to Perry. Oh, we just got back last week. It was grand.
Must have cost $1,000. Never had money like that. In fact, that's one reason I guess we should sell this place. Took a real beating at the track last week.
Will you promise to stop gambling?
I know. It's just that this was a sure bet and... Yeah, stupid ponies.
Well, you know I'm fine selling this place. I mean, most of what's up here is just junk. We could probably just throw it out on the dump.
You know, there's more to this place than just a bunch of boards tacked together. This is Ma and Pop's house.
But we talked about this. Look, let's go into town and get that coffee and decide where to start cleaning out.
Yeah, but what if we throw away something that he wants? What if we sell this place and he comes back?
Well, you have to start living your own life instead of waiting around for Pop. I mean, build your own house, get married, have some kids.
I don't want to get married. It's baloney.
Hey, Mary is no dumb Dora. If you don't marry her, someone else will.
Someone else did. Thomas.
Oh, but that's all over now and you're all still friends. Make your move.
You got a lot of advice for somebody who isn't around much.
Well, I'm not saying it's always easy. I mean, Charles and I, we've been married 5 years, and well, there's still no baby, but you have to try.
Yeah, you're positively pre-war. Mary don't need no handcuffs. She knows I love her.
What has got you so spooked? It's like you expected to fail.
Well, look what happened to Pop. Or Thomas even. Do you remember when they all fell apart? Yeah, you should have never got married.
Should have never got married.
It's easy to say that now. I'm crazy about marriage.
I still am. There's just something about marriage.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, I mean, just, she's a great girl.
I don't know. I just had this idea that if we fell in love forever, it would fix everything, you know? I'm gone for months training at the academy. Stupid flat feet in this over the whole Great War. Still be a cop, though.
You're lucky you missed it. Got shot in the first week.
She's left here all by herself trying to raise twin baby girls. It's too much for her.
Just give it some time. You'll be all right.
Yeah, but I won't be. Who's gonna raise my daughters without me?
You're not dying. You're just moving to Chicago.
I guess.
So, pick up the candlestick and give them a call every now and then. Write them a letter. Be there for birthdays and holidays.
And I miss every day in between. Don't you know those are the days that count?
They'll understand. Just make peace with Mary, for the girls.
I don't know. It's all such a mess. I mean, we're always fighting about money. What she was, what I didn't do. The love disappeared so fast. All we were left with was what was wrong with each other.
Well, not to be a bean eater, but you know better, so you'll do better, right?
I don't even know what it's like to kiss another girl.
Well, it's a big world, right? 120 million in this great country alone, so that's like 60 million girls. Well, I mean, not all of them are women, so I guess that's more like 40 million. Minus the skirts over 40, so that's like 10 million there. And then you divide that by 45 states. Oh wait, is it 46 now? Oh, I should have paid more attention in history class and math.
If I'd just done all the right things.
We might have still ended up leaving all the same. My pop did.
So you never told Thomas that you petted with his wife while he was gone?
How would that have helped him? He needed to keep his dignity.
Little weasel, it was all smoke and mirrors and illusion.
Yeah, one worth keeping. Mary wasn't going to say nothing.
But what if you're part of the reason they failed?
It wasn't my responsibility. I was the one who was married.
Oh, and still you run from it. You're worse than a John D.
What a high hat you are. You married Charles, who lives in his office.
I have no right to bring Charles into this. He is a good provider. And besides, you never liked Charles anyway.
I did like that one guy you went steady with, what was his name? Henry Paulson.
Oh, he grew up on a pig farm. He always smelled sour, no matter how many soaps I gave him that year for Christmas. I mean, pigs? Nothing is gonna get that smell out.
Yeah, you could juggle. 5 pins at a time.
He was a good juggler. I will give him that.
Anyway, I think you deserve better. You're not just some satin doll to be paraded around whenever he's got time for you.
Oh, try. You have no idea what it's like to finally have some real money for a change. How nice it makes things. I'm never going back to being just a rube ever again.
Oh, so I'm a rube, am I? Well, at least I'm real. Those are just things. Things make you happy?
It is better to have money and be unhappy than poor and unhappy, let me tell you.
You sound just like Uncle Ray. Pop might still be here if not for him.
What a thing to say! I mean, that was over 20 years ago, and now you're gonna bring them into it?
nothing up there but green cheese and a bunch of rocks. We got plenty of rocks right here in the field. No one is going to bother going all the way up there just to bring back more rocks.
Anyway, what does Paul Olson know about that?
I don't know. He's always talking about moving up to Fargo. He seems to know a lot of stuff. Well, I say you can't be sure of nothing but what you see with your own two eyes.
Speaking of eyes, I'd like to just go up there and have a look around.
Yeah, look around. You're nuts! And then what would you do? It is better to do what you know with what you know now.
Yeah, but don't you have an imagination?
Huh.
Don't you want to, like, skidoo, explore a new place?
This is the only place for me, brother. The land and the state right here on this farm. This is where I'm going to be until I'm 6 feet under. Or nagged to death by my cork-headed chit for a wife.
I don't know. She don't seem that bad.
Are you blind? She flirts with everyone in town and spends every dime I have. Well, I mean, yeah, she's a peacherino with those bubs and gams. But what a devil! My soul is to get blotto, so I don't have to listen to the whining about why we never go nowhere.
Yeah, I guess you're right. She is kind of whiny.
Hey! Don't go say nothing bad about my wife. If anyone's gonna say something about it, it's gonna be me.
I didn't mean nothing by it. I just meant she cries a lot.
Well, sure she cries when I gotta haul off and smack her because she won't shut her sauce box. She's always wanting to go to Chicago to visit her sister, but I ain't going to some city. She's got bats in her belly.
No, and maybe you should go on a trip. It'd make her happy.
Ray, don't you see? You gotta be happy with what you got when you got it. It's the wanting something else that makes a person unhappy.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hey, I got a joke for you.
Yeah?
What do you tell a woman with two black eyes?
I don't know.
Nothing. You already told her twice.
What a beautiful night to see the stars.
Can't see him.
Maybe you need spectacles.
Nah, I want to look like some cool.
So you'd rather not see?
I see plenty.
You know, you sound just like Pop. Ma used to say you two are so alike.
Minnie?
Hmm?
Minnie, Thomas found something. Thomas found something big.
Thomas Nelson from school?
Yeah, who else? Thomas just got elected sheriff. He took over for his old man George. 2 days ago, Pop's Model T was found in the gravel pit over by Delmer Johnson's place. Well, they pulled it out, and I went to look at it, and it's his T. Pop didn't go that far after all.
Well, he must have put it there for some reason.
Yeah, but what if he didn't put it there? What if someone else did? What if he was taken for a ride?
A ride? Somebody else put it there? I mean, do you hear yourself?
I do hear myself. I'm telling you, there's something funny about this.
Well, I just can't believe you waited this long to mention it. This should have been the first thing you said right from the beginning.
I know. It's just, I wanted to ease you into it. I know you don't like talking about Pop.
This is different.
Yeah, it's different.
You know what? I say we get the tea and we sell it and be done with it. Nothing good can come from this.
Maybe I could fix it up.
Fix it up? What for? Fix it up like this house, which you never did, which is part of the reason we have to sell it before it isn't worth a dime. I mean, you never finish anything.
Better than never started. Just, look, let's just call Thomas and go into town and look at the tea. It won't hurt nothing.
Well, if Pop wanted to be found, he would have found us. I mean, you stayed here. The barn hasn't moved.
Maybe that's why I never sold the place. Maybe I've been waiting for him to come back.
Then let him be gone. In peace.
What? Peace? You're happy with that ending? I promise you there's lots more.
You don't know what another ending could be. Be careful what you wish for.
But maybe we'll learn something. Besides, you gotta go into town to visit Ma anyway.
I know. And I will. It's just we didn't end on good terms last time. I mean, she started talking about pigs, and it made no sense. And then she got angry and she hit me.
She's still your mom. She's sick, you know?
I know. And I'm sorry. It's just, I don't want folks talking about our family again. It was bad enough when we were kids.
Look, just don't worry about everyone else, all right? I doubt anyone's even heard about the tea.
So I heard they found your Pop's Model T.
Seems like the whole town already knows, Carl.
Don't get grummy. By nightfall, the story will change into Sheriff Nelson finding your Pop still in it.
Look, I gotta eat something or else my head gets all funny, you know? so hungry I could eat a whole pig.
Pigs can eat a whole human, don't you know?
That's not true.
Sure is, by gum. You ever heard of Bella Guinness back in old Norway? She used to cut up her suitors and bury them in the yard. Fed what she didn't cut up to her pigs.
And now I'm not so hungry.
That's too bad. The ham here is delicious.
Look, I'm just here to meet up with Thomas so we can go take a look at the tea after we eat.
I remember my own pop buying his tea. He was so used to driving horses that when he tried to stop, he just kept yelling, "Whoa, whoa," and drove straight into a tree.
That's great, Carl. Anything else?
I also heard that Sheriff Nelson found blood on the steering wheel.
What? Thomas never told me anything like that.
But then the deputy scraped it off and saw it was just chocolate.
Chocolates?
Funny thing about dried blood, I guess it can look a lot like chocolate.
That's nuts.
I guess the kids that found the tea were eating Clark bars and some got on the wheel.
Oh, so now you're a detective.
I've been reading the newspaper since I quit farming. You ever heard of the Sausage King of Chicago?
The who?
Adolf Lutgert. Killed his wife and turned her into sausage.
Good God.
I thought that you give up swearing.
That was worth swearing about.
Some say your pop's been on the land all this time, running a speakeasy with some skirt in Fargo.
North Dakota, who says?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Come on, Carl.
Okay, fine. Paul says so.
Paul? Paul Underdog?
No, not Paul Underdahl. Why would Paul Underdahl say anything like that?
I have no idea.
Paul Olson, of course.
What does Paul Olson have to say about it?
He went to school with Dave and your Uncle Ray. Said that Dave was always talking about going up there.
Yeah, but Fargo? Nobody moves to Fargo.
I don't know. That's what Paul Olson says.
Do people believe that?
Some people say,
What? They say what?
well, that the tea's been found, but he's still in the pit.
Who?
Dave, your pop.
No, he's not in the pit.
Did you look?
I just ran into Carl. I haven't seen him in ages. Hey, did you know that Ma called off her engagement with Pop for a whole summer to go study with Carl?
Yep, I heard that. Apparently he still got a thing for her, even though, Ma lost her marbles.
Oh, I didn't know it was as bad as all that.
There are some days where she's like her old self, those are the good days, but Doc says that maybe she got brain damage sometimes as an adult, like she fell or she was hit by something.
No! Sorry I'm late. It's amazing how some folks will be able to do it even before noon. It's a scorcher today. A day like this, people wake up cranky and never recover.
Yeah, it's a hotline.
Minerva? It's been some years. How you been?
Oh, it's so funny here you call me Minerva. I mean, no one's called me that since school.
I always liked it. It's something different. So, Will tells me you're living in Minneapolis. How do you like your trip back home?
Well,
Oh, I know what you mean. When I moved back from Chicago, it was quite the shock. It's a pretty dangerous town these days, what with Capone and everything. I even got a couple tattoos. But I'm starting to like it back here more.
yeah, that's nice.
But enough punch in the bag. I was looking through my pop's old notes. They found blood in the water that ended up your house the night Dave disappeared. A lot of blood. Looked like someone tried to wash it off, but it was soaked into the cement.
Well, we butchered our own chickens. I mean, it could have been that.
Yeah, but if there was something wrong about all this, I'd like to know, wouldn't you?
Blood isn't proof that something is wrong.
Could be and can be. The case was never closed, just so you know. It just sort of ended.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, being reelected around here depends on everything staying nice and quiet.
It's not quite as simple as all that, but there's some truth to it. So here's why I'm here. What do you remember that night? The night Pop disappeared?
I barely remember anything. I mean, it was so long ago.
Come on, Minnie.
Look, all I recall is that, well, it was really hot, kind of like today, and, well, I'd snuck out of my bedroom window and down the maple tree so I could sleep on the front porch where there was at least a little bit of a breeze. I probably wouldn't even remember that except for the maple tree was struck by lightning that night. And Will, He was over at your house, I believe.
Now you're on the trolley. I've forgotten all about that.
Well, and in the morning, Pop was just gone. Uncle Ray stayed on with us after that. He's still around somewhere. I think Aunt Ruth said he was somewhere in Alaska. Well, at least he didn't abandon us like our Pop did.
We don't know that, Minnie.
Don't we? Well, where is he?
What time you got out of bed?
How else am I going to be able to watch you work, you pinhead?
Don't get too used to it.
I missed that weed and that weed. How am I going to win a carnival this year, Ray?
You gotta make everything a competition, Dave. Anyway, where's Betty and Will?
They took the rig into town to pick up some flour and sugar. You're eating us out of house and home, huh, boy?
There's a lot of work to do around here. What are you gonna do when I go to Cuba? The army won't give me any more leave.
George and Carl are going to come by and help out. Betty can't milk cows all by herself.
Yeah, she can't be lifting those heavy milk cans either. Especially now with the baby coming and all.
Yeah, another baby. Did not see that coming.
Yeah, maybe it'll be a boy, you know, help out around here. Kind of like what I do for you.
You know what? You're a good brother, Ray. Always thinking of the family.
Yeah, sure. Anything I can do to help. After all, you took me in when Mom and Pop passed.
Well, it was that, or stay with Albert and Ruth and they play cards all damn night.
Ah! Why'd you hit me?
I don't know. Now, get that garden done. There's a lot more left.
Ruth, I didn't know you were coming out today. We were planning on going into town to visit, but we got so busy with the clean out for the auction. Pretty much everything's done at this point, you know, except for the basement, because Minnie won't go down there because of the spiders.
Stop it! No, I hate that.
Oh, don't be such a baby.
Well, your mom was getting restless in town, so thought I'd take her out for a drive. Oh, and before I forget, here's a box of things your mom brought with her when she moved in. Like, Albert thinks she probably have these out.
I'm right here. You don't have to talk about me like I'm not here.
Maybe you should sit down.
You know, Aunt Ruth, you look like the cat's pajamas. How is the Van family?
Nifty, just nifty. I'm all dressed up because my youngest boy and his wife are coming to visit us tonight. They just had a new baby last week.
Is there any other kind of baby?
That's berries. Congratulations.
Who are you?
I'm Minnie. Minerva. Your daughter.
Minerva. What the hell kind of name is that?
Oh, you named me Minerva after the Roman goddess of wisdom and the arts.
Never heard of her.
I was teased my whole childhood for Minerva, and you don't remember?
You remember what you want to remember.
Must be so nice to have a daughter. I never had a girl myself. I got 4 boys, and they're all bell-bottoms in the Navy. I didn't lose even one to the Great War, thank the Greek gods. But just Betty and me at home now since Albert passed. We've met some ladies we like though in our sewing circle.
Easy to like people when you don't know them very well.
That's some coffee. Ma, Aunt Ruth, you know, Will picked up some Maxwell House yesterday.
You don't need to get any trouble.
You know, it is no trouble.
No, that's all right. It's too hot for coffee. We can just sit.
I'll get you a chair.
So, Aunt Ruth, are you still with the Presbyterian choir?
Oh, no, I got kind of tired of the lousy grape juice they serve at communion. I figured if you have to sit through a sermon, they should at least give you some wine afterward. In my opinion, prohibition should be repealed.
Oh, well, at least the Volstead Act didn't stop him from serving in church.
So named after our very own representative, Andrew Volstead, that damn Norwegian. Anywho, we changed over to Episcopalian because they've got the best piano. It's key, but they're kind of rigid over there. Next, we tried the Baptists, but they don't play cards, so that was out. Maybe next we'll try the Methodists. They say Christ died for all humanity, not just the Methodists. I like the idea that people can be redeemed.
People can be redeemed.
Well, there are as many churches as juice joints around here, so
You need both to get through life, if you ask me.
It's a good thing we got such a big raspberry patch. Get some homemade wine if you like.
Oh no, none for me. Only at church. At least till prohibition's repealed. They say it might happen. Back when he was Lutherans, oh, I shouldn't say. But your pop drank like a fish. Albert and I would play whist with them, and your pop would get sauced.
Ever have any troubles? Ever see any of them fight?
What? No, nothing like that. Well, I did once see Dave and Ray and Carl fight all in one big brawl. Now, George, he was different. And your dad and Ray, they sure could scrap sometimes. You know, brothers.
Wild boys.
But Dave's garden. Your pop kept such a nice garden, not a weed in it. I think underneath all that bluster, Dave had a big heart. He put ribbons at the carnival, did you know, till he fell out of the haymow.
I didn't know about that. When did that happen?
That was way back. He slipped on some loose hay, I think. Fell and broke his leg. He almost died of sepsis. He could have broke his neck real easy, but Dave was hard-boiled. It was back in that summer when Ray first came to live with you. Minnie took cultivating board just yet. Ray worked that garden though even after your pop left, but nothing grew. He kept at it for years. Funny thing, hoeing that garden.
I see you have some black-eyed Susans planted here.
They're lovely, aren't they? You know, you planted them.
There's a Susan in my sewing circle.
Oh, is she a friend of yours?
Susan? Hell no. She talks too damn much. She goes on and on about some trip she took to the Poconos and Hell's Bells. I know she never left the state. Now, Martha don't say a word, and we sit and we watch crows together.
Crows.
Better than pigs. Pigs don't fly. Pigs don't do nothing interesting, and they stink like a sour egg. Oh, soap's gonna get that out. Your Albert always smelled like pigs.
We lived on a pig farm.
Everybody knew it.
We should go. Oh, so soon. It's getting late and Betty gets tired.
All right. See you later, Ma. I'll bring that back from the feed store later.
Nice, thanks for stopping by. I'll take Ma to the breezer.
Don't worry, honey. He took care of it. He promised.
I wonder when Thomas is gonna get here.
Holy Holstein cow and a chariot-driven sidecar. I do believe I am half seas over.
Oh, for Pete's sake, you're half cut.
Yeah, don't be such a wet blanket. Besides, Thomas will be here soon, and the policeman will fix what needs fixing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do, goddess of wisdom. I saw the way he was looking at you, and the way you was looking at him, too.
Well, that's enough. You are lousy when you're drunk.
Yeah, and you're lousy at seeing what's right in front of you.
Oh, well, that's sage advice coming from someone acting like a brush ape.
Yeah, go home, Ritz. Go home to Fancy Charlie and leave me alone.
I drove all the way up here to help you. I didn't have to, but I did. And now you're telling me to leave?
Yep, leave.
Why do you always get fried? We just end up fighting, and you wonder why Charles doesn't want to come up here. Maybe Thomas will know what to do with you.
Oh, so you think Thomas is such a swell, do ya? He didn't come back here because he wanted to see his daughters. No, he shot someone. Yeah, a bunch of kids messing around that corner. He shot one of them right in the gut. Luckily, the kids all in one piece. You know, except for part of his small intestine.
Oh, well, that's just great. Will.
He was suspended, no pay. And he's been busting folks up here too. And you know, the police, they don't pour out the booze they confiscate. No, they sell it on the side. Thomas is in on it too.
Will, it is not fair to talk about Thomas when he is not here to defend himself.
Your Honor, I object!
Go sleep it off.
There's nothing left for you here, Minnie. Go home.
Oh, Thomas, I didn't even hear you drive up.
Is this bedtime?
is. Will's lit up again. I sent him upstairs, but I hope he's all right.
He'll be goat's whiskers once he sleeps it off.
You know, I should probably go check on him.
Don't worry, you're pretty little bit about it. Have a seat.
But, you know, it's like he knows something. Like there's something he's not telling me.
Here is what I know. It's the file box from the station along with what we found in the tea. There's a lockbox in there as well, but no key. I don't know, maybe you know where that is. I will say that everyone that worked on the case, including my pop George, has since passed on. And my pop didn't keep very good records if he kept them at all.
I really didn't want to get into this.
The case is still open. Dave's still a missing person. We can still look for him.
A missing person? You know what a thing to call someone? Like some old key? And all of this for some man I don't even remember. I mean, shouldn't I? Where did he go and why did he go and what was wrong with just staying here with us?
Minerva, if he could have stayed, he would have stayed.
Why don't you know where he is, Thomas? Aren't you supposed to be the sheriff or something? Isn't this what you do? Stop crime and solve mysteries or something like that? I mean, all I have is this damn Pandora's box.
I'm working on it. But after this many years, my theories as to what happened to your pop that night are just they're a shot in the dark. I tried talking to your mom, but, well, I just wish she could have told me something.
Aunt Ruth said she is so different than she used to be back then.
Well,
so jealous that one of them will finally propose and I can get married. You know, Dave once told me, he told me that he would rather die than live without me. I just gotta live alive.
You know, thanks for treating me to supper in town. Sorry I yelled at you earlier.
It's all right. Hey, you want me to say you're going to the station after a bus?
No, thank you. You know, I already feel kind of dizzy. I may even be ossified.
Glad you got Will off of marriage tonight. Let her deal with him. Brother sure knows how to have a good time.
Too good a time. You know, I didn't do anything on my wedding.
Kind of a dud, huh?
No, a respectable girl. And you, a hoodlum.
I'm a nonconformist.
You know, I was once a nonconformist. I even trained to be a dancer.
You're right.
That is right. I went with my cousin Kerr to study the ballet. Oh, I was gonna move to New York, join a company, really be somebody. But then they said I didn't have it. So I started playing piano at the 5-8 club. You know, with John Dillinger came in there one night. That's where I met Charles. He was married 6 weeks later.
I wish I would have called on you when you were in high school.
He was always with Mary.
No, I never thought I'd have a chance with you. You were always so straight-laced. I thought you were going to be a librarian or a nun or something.
Or something. You know, times have changed, Thomas. I'm not as laced up as you may think.
Things could have been different.
Yeah. Different?
We might have ended up together.
Maybe. Say, did you know that your pop was my mom's first beau? I just found that out.
Who told you that, Carl? No one in this damn town keep their mouth shut. My pop was never mixed up with your mom.
It was Justin's some silly love note I found cleaning out the attic. I mean, they was just kids.
But kids, yeah.
Hey, how come you never had kids?
I don't know. You know, now Charles, he doesn't even notice me in my glad rags anymore, especially ever since he got that new secretary, Victoria. Or was it Veronica? Well, either way, things changed after that.
Maybe it's that Charles isn't the right one for you.
Oh, but Thomas, I don't need to cross any lines that shouldn't be crossed.
And I'm confusing you. It's just that you're so beautiful.
Oh, Thomas, if I would have known before, I mean, it could have changed things. We could have been completely different folks.
We'd still be the same folks. And their lives would be different. Yours could still be different. With me.
How?
Doesn't matter. We can figure that out together.
Why does it have to be so complicated?
People are complicated. So I try to figure it out. You can't overthink this. You just have to feel it.
You know, I've had this feeling in my gut for years that something's going on.
Maybe we should call it a night, Dave, huh? Before we go too far, we can't take back what we say.
Not till I get some answers from both of you. Is she mine?
Maybe he's right, baby. We should tell him.
No,
Well, it's his fault. He should have taken better care of you.
I treat her like she deserves to be treated. The way she prances around like some princess till I set her straight.
How, by smacking her around?
You're just jealous. You always want what I have. You don't know how to handle women.
stop it, both of you. I can't stand it. Wouldn't be funny, didn't it?
You. I thought you were the earth and the sky, Betty. I really did.
I'm so sorry, DeVaan. I don't know what happened.
nothing. And you never will be.
Don't talk to her like that. It was you who beat on her, so she turned to me. She's better off without you anyhow.
What's she gonna do, huh? She tried leaving once before and knows what happened. She's got a dent in her head to prove it. She needs to learn her place.
You ain't never gonna touch her again. Not ever.
You can't do nothing right. You gotta take what I got. Well, she's mine. And even if I was gone, she'd never be yours.
No matter what I do, it's never good enough for you.
'Cause you're not good enough. You How did you even take care of a family, huh? You don't have a home. You were in the pokey and drifted around the army till they threw you out.
I shot people. You don't know what it's like to kill someone. I fought a war.
Oh, yeah. The Spanish American. What the hell's that?
You can say all you want to cut me down, but either you're leaving or I'm leaving. Can't both of us be here. We'll let Betty choose.
I've made my decision.
Hey, that's my gun. What are you doing?
Betty.
I think you own me. I can't breathe.
Betty, honey, I love you. You know that. I can't live without you.
I got a hole in my head to prove it.
You know how we are. We fight, but we love each other. Damn it, Betty. We got a home together. We got kids together. I always been a good father, have I? Begging you. Don't take my kids away from me. Just let me try and be a better husband to you.
I'm just tired of feeling trapped. I still love you, Dave. I just can't be with you no more.
You still love him?
Look, I don't want no one getting me shot. If you give me the gun, I swear I'll let you go.
Come on, Betty, give the gun to me. You're gonna hurt somebody, probably me.
No, let me have it.
Oh my God. Is it you?
It's me.
Oh, I thought you were someone else. Aren't you supposed to be in Alaska?
I moved back 6 months ago. I've been living on a cabin over on Big Sandy.
What are you doing here?
Came down here to get some fishing lures from the shed. I like to fish at dawn.
You shouldn't be here, Uncle Ray.
I got every right to be here, Minnie. Your mom might have signed the farm over to the two of you, but I've been working this place for 20 years. I don't even like farming.
Well, why do you have a shotgun?
Came down here a couple of days ago and saw a bear behind the barn. Darn buggers are all over the place rooting around. What are you doing with that one? Give that.
No, I'm going to give it to Thomas.
Thomas don't know nothing. He's just a kid.
But it was you, wasn't it? Oh, here I thought you was the good fella there. Because you stayed after Pop left, but I always knew something was wrong. I didn't see it, but I heard it.
You don't know what you're thinking.
Oh, but you've seen this before, haven't you? Haven't you?
Jesus! Give that gun to me, Minnie. You're gonna hurt somebody. Probably me.
No, Thomas left and I couldn't sleep. I just kept wondering what was in that lockbox he found in the tea, and then I remembered the key from the box from Aunt Ruth, and I had to look. And then I knew. Pigs, the garden. No one's gonna notice freshly tilled dirt in the garden. And the pigs. We got rid of the pigs right after that. I bet you couldn't stand looking at them, knowing they were witnesses. Pop loved Mom. He never would have left without his wedding ring.
Minerva?
Oh,
Holy Christ, give that gun to me.
no, not tell me Vincent. No, maybe he deserves to be shot.
Are you all right?
My stomach really hurts.
Mr. Anderson, lower your gun.
Oh, you ain't taking me in. I lost my only brother, my friend. I had to live with what Betty did.
Bet it was Ma.
She didn't mean it. It was an accident. It just went off. She didn't want to go to jail and have you kids taken away. Can you blame her for trying to protect her?
Minnie, it all makes sense. It was in this letter that, in that box that Aunt Ruth brought over. Ma couldn't say it, so she wrote it down. I'm so sorry. I was trying to send you away. I was trying to protect you. You can't kill Ray. Ray is your father.
Ray, no.
I kept many secrets for you, Mother. I promised.